Good thing I had to duck down.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta be stealthy, right? Just like you think ahead like that, you gotta think ahead in life, right? Before you talk, before you respond, before you act, right? You gotta really think ahead, right?
Okay, be careful. It's bumpy.
Not out of fear, but out of caution. You understand?
Yes.
It's the name of the game of life, baby boy, right? You gotta really think sometimes. Sometimes thinking requires putting your ego or pride to the side and what you want to do in favor of what's the smart decision to make. You understand? Or what the reasonable thing to do is. You get it?
Yeah.
That's the name of the game of life, bro. Sometimes we want to cater to our ego. You know, someone tells us to shut up, but in situations where we're wrong and there's something to be learned, especially coming from someone we love, right? With the right intentions.
Amen.
You have to understand sometimes you got to put your pride and ego to the side, baby boy. Never forget that.
Watch out.
Watch out for what?
Oh, silly me.
I always watch out, but I thought maybe you saw something.
There you go. Because you haven't done it for a long time.
I know, it's been a while. We can't smoke indoors, really. Never at your place again, right?
Right. Fix it.
I don't want to put you in a situation like that. And also my place too, we can't smoke in
Right.
there.
Be careful.
It's either outside or in the car, and I don't even like smoking in the car like that because it smells.
What's that noise coming from?
What's that noise coming from?
Was it a squeaking sound?
Yeah, there's something squeaking under my car. I think it's just regular maintenance that I don't too much.
You should go in the garage.
No, I can't because you remember the lady gave me problems the other day? She threatened to get me in trouble with the police for trespassing, so I can't park in there anymore.
Let's pass the Beast's Castle, Belle's father. That helped me learn a lot about being safe.
Yeah,
Strangers that mind your own business.
Yeah, you have to mind your own
This
business.
helps it.
I'm gonna clip this.
And the lagging.
I'm gonna clip this. Not that we necessarily even need to clip, but here. You see that? Try to fix this. You say it needs to be fixed or what? What's going on with this? This one I didn't roll too great. My first time in a while. That was my first blunt I rolled in.
Really?
There's a cop right there. That's why we gotta be careful.
Okay, it's good to be careful. Stay safe than sorry.
Always, man.
You got that good point.
I know. You gotta understand, bro. It's not because I'm smarter than you. It's not because I'm better than you. It's because I am 2 years and 3 months older than you.
Right.
So I've experienced more. And even on top of the 2 years and 3 months, it's more so if I have dealt with a lot more situations than you have. You understand?
Right.
Because we did our best to shield you from trouble and drama.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I dealt with a lot of more things than you would expect because we never even told you and you didn't know about it. Right. You may have felt at the time that something was off and something was wrong, but you never received confirmation of anything because we did our best to hide it from you.
Right.
Understand? Your bro's a lawyer, man. You gotta understand that. Not I don't use that as a way to evade the law or break the law. No, I'm just saying when push comes to shove, I know my rights.
Okay.
So the same way I told you when the constable was at your place that he has no right to enter your place or arrest you, right? It's the same way I'm telling you now. If you got pulled over, you don't say, "Oh, let's go," or you don't trip like that, bro. You just chill.
And I haven't known that at first.
Yeah, but if you're faithful and you have faith, right?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Then inherently you're not gonna worry as much. You understand?
Right.
You're not gonna think worst case scenario. You're gonna think positivity.
Right.
Or you're gonna think like, okay, we're gonna be okay because we're divinely aligned, protected, and guided by Yahweh, the Creator, the beautiful side of the universe, nature, and our ancestors. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You get it, right?
We do.
So always remember that. If you have faith, then you don't. Even sometimes when you don't have all the facts, and you don't know everything, right?
Right.
That you still know that you are very much highly blessed and favored, and that Yahweh is going to protect you. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't want you ever being worried and thinking like that in a situation like that. Like, oh, can we go now? Like, you know the answer to that. We can't just go. What do you want? 3 stars in GTA?
No.
Okay, so if you know that and you know your brother's a lawyer, then what you so scared of? You understand?
Right.
At the end of the day, like, you know, your
Right.
brother's gonna handle his handle.
Right.
I want to make sure I do my best, right?
Right.
And just making and giving assurance to the law enforcement officer or the police officer that there's no problems, we're safe, and that we're okay, right?
Right.
And you know, when officers sense panic from, you know, that kind of mentality, you got to realize most people who panic the way that you did that day, right?
Right.
Just for example, they panic in that situation when they have something to hide. If they have drugs or guns in the car, you understand?
Right.
Or other things they're not supposed to be doing, right?
Right.
Or don't have a license. There's a lot of different things. However, when you have nothing to hide, right?
Right.
And your brother's a lawyer, right?
Right.
We don't have any weapons on us. We don't have any drugs on us. We don't have any. I have a driver's license. I have insurance. Everything.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry. You understand?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I get like a little ticket for a little, you know,
Yeah.
like wrong turn or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for speeding, maybe for passing a red light if it was a close call. But you know, it's really nothing to be worried about, Al.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You have to understand that. Now, it's a whole different situation if you and me have 50 ounces of weed in the car, right?
Right.
Just like the pack I showed you today. That's just 1 ounce. That's legal. That's personal consumption. But now, if we have 50 of those and we have it all bagged out, then yeah, that might be a problem. If the cop pulls us over and he smells it and he says, okay, what's in the car? And then maybe brings a canine dog to smell the car, right?
Right.
But bro, like, you're not ever gonna be in a situation like that because first and foremost, we don't do anything illegal.
Right.
We don't do anything illegal. We do everything legally. And on top of that,
Yeah.
I would never put you in a situation like that where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never put you in harm's way like that. Are you kidding me? So, bro, you should never be worried.
Right.
All right? Like that's what I'm saying. You gotta live off of faith, bro, and understand the type of brother you have.
Right.
You think I'm some sort of slouch that's gonna just let a cop play us or anybody else play us?
No.
Like, you really think I'm gonna? Never.
Never.
So, you know, you have to understand what kind of brother you have, and also understand what kind of blessing that is from Yahweh, and be able to exercise faith, just like you pray for it and you manifest it. You understand?
Yeah.
You have to, bro.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're going to stress yourself out for no reason in situations like that and talk nonsense like, oh, can we go now? You know the answer to that. If you get pulled over, you think you could just leave? No. Just think about that for a second. How ridiculous that sounds, right?
Right.
It's funny in hindsight, but that day it wasn't funny, and now you understand why I was upset when you said that?
Yeah.
I got upset.
I didn't know about the
I
pulled
know,
over
but
first.
what I'm trying to say is it's the same way when you think ahead, you know what I mean? And you bring a water cup into the car because you know we're gonna need it. Even after, you know, over 8 to 10 months of not smoking weed in the car, right? Let
Right.
alone a blunt.
Right.
You still thought ahead, right?
Right.
Before you made a decision. And that was advanced thinking. In the same way, you need to apply that like same type of advanced thinking in the way that you operate on a day-to-day basis before you say something out your mouth, before you even jump to a negative assumption. Like, don't think negative, bro. The power of your thoughts shape your reality. You understand?
Yeah.
So you even thinking negative like that, let alone speaking it out your tongue. You understand?
Yeah.
You got to speak positivity in your life, bro. You got to speak faith, right? And you have to really like live that by that, bro. The same way you get excited and you think ahead just to smoke a blunt in the car with your brother for the first time in months, right?
Right.
Bring a water cup and everything is the same way you should think ahead. And if we get pulled over, don't talk about it. Especially after I get a pen for you, it's not like, oh, can we go now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like thinking worst case scenario. It's like, no, you have to remind yourself, you're a God-fearing man. You have faith, right? You operate off of faith and not fear. And ultimately, your brother is not just a lawyer. I'm a defense lawyer. You understand? I
Right.
represent many clients that have moving violations and deal with pullovers with the cops, and even a criminal defense attorney. You understand?
Right.
I know my rights, brother. So even when the constable came to your place and I kept telling you, "Al, he cannot come in your place. He cannot arrest you." You know what I mean?
Right.
Just worrying much more than that is just it's a disservice to yourself. It's like an injustice to yourself. You understand? It shouldn't be like that ever. Why would you ever keep continuing to worry and think about the same things that I assured you are not issues? Because I'm the type of brother, if it was an issue, and if, let's say, the constable had the power to arrest you, right?
Right.
Or that you could have gotten in trouble in any sort of way, I would have told you, like, Alex, watch out for this or that, right?
Right.
Instead of telling you, like, Al, you have nothing to worry about. When I tell you have nothing to worry about,
Yeah.
you better believe you have nothing to worry about. And
Right.
that you continuing to choose to worry about something is a choice. And that you're going to make your situation worse every time if you choose to think in that direction. You need to think positivity and speak life
Right.
into your life. You have to think positive, bro. You can't think negative. If your brother's telling you, especially based off my legal knowledge and expertise, right?
Yeah.
That you have nothing to worry about, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, bro, we could have been in the car, right?
Right.
Think about this. If we were in the car that day in Saddlebrook when we got pulled over, and we had a bunch of weed in the car, bagged up, right? Or I had a gun in the car that I'm not supposed to have, right?
Right.
I'm just talking about crazy situations because you know we never do anything like that. So, you know, let's just say, for instance. But other than that, bro, standard pullover for a little moving violation or whatever it may be, bro, like, you have to have faith, bro. Those kind of situations, worrying about them is what makes your hair go gray so early. It's what makes you worried about the wrong things in life, bro, and putting your faith into the absolutely worst things. You end up putting in faith into fake friends, fake relationships, things that don't even make you feel right, not even being able to get a simple birthday wish. You put your faith into people like that, calling them your best friend or, you know, thinking that they really care about you, instead of putting faith into what your best friend and your brother, who's never led you astray in your life, is telling you. You understand? You have to really understand this game of life, bro. The same way you have excitement to think ahead and get a water cup in the car, think about every single fucking thing you think about, bro. Before you even talk, you have to think. Before you could even formulate the way you want to talk, you have to have a moment to really think about it, bro, and process it. And if you're thinking negative about it, flip it into a positive. Remind yourself of what the positive aspects are, and remind yourself of how little or, you know, non-problematic the issue that you think is an issue is. You understand what I'm saying? You have to really consider these things, bro. You can't just fucking worry about all these things that don't fucking matter and then put all your faith and trust and, you know, false confidence into situations and people that really don't matter at all, and have showed you who they really are, how little they care about you. And you understand? Really, bro, you have to understand that. I know sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow, but if you can't swallow that pill and you can't accept the truth and the facts, then you're going to end up continuing to struggle for extended periods of time, thinking about things that you shouldn't even be thinking about. Whether it's a situation with fake friends, whether it's a situation with Vanessa, like, you just think about things way too much longer than it's due. Especially if there's an agreement, we leave it in the previous year and we agree that you're never going to talk or think about it again.
Yeah.
Just for you to bring it up months later and embarrass everybody, including yourself, you know, that's no way to live, my brother. You understand? So really know how to exercise faith and what faith really means, bro.
Really?
And pray on it.
Right.
You understand? Think positive, bro.
Yeah.
If you catch yourself thinking negative and bad case scenario, flip it in your mind, bro.
Right.
Your mind is your biggest muscle. It's your most important muscle. Your brain is your most important muscle. And it is absolutely crucial that you start really thinking before you even could do something.
Right.
You need to be able to think about it in order to even, or talk about it. Before you even talk, you need to be able to think about it. And when you think about it, there's a inner conversation in your own mind where you understand logic. You understand? You understand logic and you understand probabilities. And then, you know, you're like there's an element of you know, like letting fairy tales consume you, or your emotions dictate how you think, and that's not a way to operate, bro. Because you're gonna continue just stressing yourself out and doing a number to yourself for no reason, brother. There's no reason why you should have more gray hairs at your age
Right.
and since your 20s than your brother does. You understand?
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Right.
You gotta be kind to yourself, bro. Really be good to yourself. Be the best person to yourself before you could think about even being good to anybody else or loving anybody else. Be your own best friend, bro. You
Right.
understand?
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You have to be. When you're your own best friend, you have to encourage yourself. You have to remind yourself of what really logic is. You can't be worrying about stupid situations like, can we go now when we're pulled over, bro? Like, who even says that? Like, without even thinking. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a very inappropriate thing to say at that kind of situation. And like for that to be something you said within the first few seconds is even,
Right.
makes it that much more inappropriate or ridiculous. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it just, how could you say something like that so soon? Right?
Right.
So really put things in perspective, bro. But yet you want to be so quick to say, oh, Brandon Cologne, Samantha Cologne are my best friends, or Veronica's my best friend, or talk about this medieval party over and over again to no end. It's not, bro, you got to think about it. It's not logical. That's nonsense. Absolute fucking clown behavior. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. So start really thinking, right?
Right.
Being positive in your life, bro. You need to start exercising real positivity in your thoughts. If you keep thinking nonsense that you've been thinking about, then we're gonna be limited in terms of what we could accomplish or manifest into reality. Now, at certain junctures, when I programmed you or like kept you accountable, like especially during periods of time when we were together every day, like on vacation, where you had no choice but to think positive, and you're seeing all these beautiful things. The beautiful things manifested and aligned
Right.
because both our powers combined in thinking positive shaped our beautiful reality or positive reality.
Uh-huh.
So right now it's like a struggle between me trying to exercise the highest form of faith and positivity while you want to just think negativity and nonsense and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So start just changing the way you think, brother.